There's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black.
And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Diddy have a casket ready for her before she even got sick.
Ice Cube has revealed startling details about Diddy's secret life, exposing the major artists he has allegedly been involved with.
Lost contact with him and really stopped, you know, dealing with Puffy around 94. Yeah.
Any specific reason?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they was doing their thing, I was doing mine. And, you know, I'm not the partying type, you know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never really wanted to go, but I don't go to a lot of people parties. You know, that just ain't what I'm in it for. You know, you've been to one, you've been to them all.
Jaguar Wright, known for her controversial views on the music industry, has made a series of shocking allegations about high-profile celebrities including Usher, Jay-Z, Diddy, and others. She claims these figures have engaged in exploitation, manipulative behavior, and harmful actions that have been overlooked or silenced in Hollywood. Jaguar believes that if a victim were to speak out against Usher, it would challenge many public perception. She alleges that Usher played a key role in bringing Justin Bieber into Diddy's inner circle, which she finds deeply concerning. According to her, although Bieber's management tried to shield him from Diddy, once Usher got involved in managing Bieber, Diddy was temporarily granted guardianship over him.
These aren't good people! And if Usher knew what was going to happen to any of those young children that took to the flavor-free, obviously a good guy. Especially considering what happened to him. Especially considering that he sat with fucking Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, "Would you see Puffy's flavor can?" And his immediate response was, "Hell no!" So it's good enough for everybody else's games, but it's not good. He's not good! And the simple fact that fucking Justin Bieber literally made a public statement and said, Usher asked me to do the Super Bowl with him and I turned it down. Why would he turn it down? Who turns down the Super Bowl?
She suggests that this situation exposed Bieber to disturbing experiences.
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
My parents never gave me the sex talk. Okay. So why don't you give me the sex talk? I feel uncomfortable right now. Oh. Why do you want to know the sex talk from a 15-year-old boy? That's pretty weird. Oh. Let's talk about the album.
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and.
Recently resurfaced videos of a young Justin Bieber at Diddy's parties have sparked questions about his treatment during that time. In one particular clip, Bieber looks uneasy as Diddy addresses him for not returning his calls.
With Justin Bieber when he was only 15 years old are resurfacing, and the one thing that I want to ask is, why was a 40-year-old hanging around with a 15-year-old? Why did no one think that was an issue or a red flag? And also, listen to what he says in this clip.
They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
This is literally the definition of grooming, and Justin, who was only 15 here, he was new to the industry and definitely very impressionable. Now that all these new allegations of Diddy have been exposed, it makes watching this video so much more disturbing. Now, this next video of Justin Bieber with Trey Songz and Odell Beckham years ago at one of Diddy's parties is questionable. I'm not gonna say anything, but you let me know what you think you saw down here.
Wright, along with others, views this as part of a broader pattern of manipulation targeting young stars. Bieber has also spoken about the challenges of entering the industry at a young age, describing feelings of isolation and betrayal. Diddy is at the heart of Wright's accusations, which include claims of manipulation, intimidation, and exploitation. Wright further alleges that Kim Porter, Diddy's late partner, discovered disturbing videotapes involving Diddy and young individuals.
The entire time, the whole way, everything that she collected, it wasn't for salacious. It was because if anything should ever happen to her, she wanted everyone to know where to look. Like, everything that she did was a flashlight to say, this guy is dangerous.
Is there anyone, or that you're aware of, who suspects foul play and disputes the official finding of this lobar pneumonia?
Yes.
As far as her cause of death?
Everybody. I have questioned it.
Everybody.
Sure everybody. Has questioned it.
Every human person.
Kimora has questioned. I'm talking about people who are directly attached.
And everybody outside of that, I think.
And everyone has said it. Everyone knew it.
Everybody.
Bring us up to speed.
The simple fact
what are
that
the main
her gold
reasons?
casket was pre-ordered and ready for her demise before she got sick. Why does no one talk about that? Why did Diddy have a casket ready for her before she even got sick? That casket was waiting, ready for her corpse.
Let me ask you this, aside from that,
he passed away.
Very specifically, and Counselor Ariel, you will know this. Who was it who actually conducted the autopsy? Was there any follow-up? A forensic pathologist, a la Michael Bodden.
That man is now deceased, and his findings were foul play.
The original, and then they had it go.
They're coming.
Welcome to downtown Miami. And then they had somebody else come in and determine it to be pneumonia. But there were two coroners who made reports at the time. The first was suspected foul play.
No longer with us.
Right.
According to Wright, Kim Porter made copies of the disturbing footage for her own protection, but she mysteriously died from pneumonia shortly afterward. Wright suggests that this situation was eerily similar to how Jay-Z allegedly dealt with Kathy White.
By the way, that's the same coroner that gave the findings, the real findings to Brittany Murphy's dad. The same coroner that uncovered foul play with Kim, uncovered foul play with Brittany after her father demanded it be done. I'm sure they wanted him gone. I had a very interesting conversation with someone today before you guys went live, and I'm kind of a little distracted by that because of the topic of that conversation. It's Kathy White.
Okay. Can you expand on people, for people who have lived in a rock most of their life or lived under a basement like I have? Can you just expand on some of the names when you bring them in, just for those who may not know?
Kathy White is the alleged pregnant mistress who died of an imaginary aneurysm just a few, 2 terms before Blue Ivy was born. You want to know the thing that most people don't understand about me, Ariel? I don't have a problem with facing my enemies. I don't have a problem with being around my enemies. Matter of fact, I engage with my enemies probably more than I do with the people that I love in my life. See, I'm old school. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
Could Diddy have learned these tactics from Jay-Z? It's possible. The tapes reportedly contained encounters involving Diddy with young male artists, as well as an unnamed 18-year-old pop star. Recently, a lawyer came forward with information about something eerily similar, raising the question of whether it could be the same tape.
I was recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
the
I can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video is pornographic in nature.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, Diddy. And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded.
This is starting to sound very familiar. Wright also references the culture surrounding Diddy's infamous parties, where celebrities like LeBron James and Trey Songz have spoken positively about the events. However, Wright's perspective contrasts sharply with the public praise, suggesting a darker side to these gatherings.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so...
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Wright sees Diddy's infamous parties as part of a broader system of power and control. She claims these exclusive gatherings were environments where boundaries were routinely crossed, especially with young talent. Commentators like Candace Owens have echoed Wright's accusations, suggesting that figures like Jay-Z, Diddy, Kanye West, and LeBron James are part of a powerful network that controls both Hollywood and the music industry. Owens and Wright believe that many victims are reluctant to speak out due to fear of retribution and the immense power these individuals hold. Wright argues that her accusations highlight a recurring pattern in Hollywood, a culture of exploitation where power dynamics are manipulated to silence dissent. She also references Wendy Williams' past commentary on homo tugs, a term used to describe closeted gay men in hypermasculine roles, as an example of the industry's long-hidden secrets. The footage involving Diddy, Usher, and Kevin Hart has left many viewers puzzled, adding to the growing questions surrounding the hidden dynamics of the industry.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it. You did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Dropped the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the f did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid.
If you're having a good time, yo, are you Usher made it in the... Hey, yo.
In this clip, Diddy allegedly made a strange comment about having slept with Usher, which sparked further speculation and fueled Jaguar rights claims about the music mogul's behavior.
One of the first girls who was brave enough to get tapes and get what she needed to get. You understand? This is commerce, this is bank exchange on flesh and pride and ego. Tamika knew she could get Usher because she had evidence of what he was doing with the diddler. And guess what? Rather than going to the police and doing the right thing when that boy drowned on Lake Lanier, Usher did nothing for his stepchild. Matter of fact, I know for a fact he paid money to have that investigation shut down. And there has been talks that she was willing to sacrifice her child to get ahead. Now, don't forget, not long after that, she went into the coma. You remember she's in the coma? Because she got banished off. She had to get that plastic surgery cheap. She did. That's why she went out of country. Because she was told over here in the States that nobody would perform that ceremony. It was too dangerous for her, that surgery. It was too dangerous for her, and that went somewhere else. She kept going until she got somewhere with it, and they fixed up real good. And guess what? Not long after that, her and Usher was over. Yeah. Wasn't no love there. It's blackmail.
Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, weighed in on the ongoing controversies during an interview. He discussed a lawsuit filed by a man named Lil Rod, who had made allegations against Diddy. Deal speculated that Lil Rod might be attempting to shield himself from legal consequences, while also suggesting that their interactions were consensual.
That is weird, man. I never knew about that, man. You never told me about that, man. But to get back to this lawsuit, right, Lil Rod, he also alleges that, you know, Diddy, he will grope his genitals and he will grope his anus.
My man, I didn't understand that one right now because his anus is your asshole. His genitals is his nut. So I guess he had to be naked when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? Because he said that they never had sex. If you read it in the thing, they never had sex. He made claims that they never had sex, but how would he grope your anus? Your asshole. How would he play with your genitals?
Yeah, it don't make sense. I mean,
it don't make sense. How you wake up butt the F naked with two other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened? I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, you know, Diddy will grope his, you know, butt, you know, instead of anus? I mean, because I'm trying to figure out how does that work, you know, somebody groping your anus.
You're going to say your butt. The lawyer would say, what do you mean? He would say, my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your two cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy sometimes. No, that shit ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion. Because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place, and he's in the bed after being drunk or and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical.
Gene Deal also shared a story from his time working with Diddy, recalling an incident where he accompanied Diddy to an adult bookstore in Atlanta. According to Deal, this visit led to much more than expected, hinting at the kind of behavior that was part of Diddy's inner circle.